Welcome back to the channel. It is now Thursday the 3rd of August and take a look at this. Yeah, so we got this muck spreader. It's a Bunnings muck spreader from Ben Burgess, our local John Deere dealer who also sell these Bunnings spreaders. They used to sell their trailers as well, but they stopped doing trailers a little while ago now. But the land we cleared on Tuesday now, we're going to spread muck on it, pull it up, and then so it's ready to drill rape, which will be probably towards the end of next week, but we just want to get ahead and get it ready. So we're going to drill quite a bit of rape, so anything we do now is a bonus before it rains. So yeah, I'm just going to do this. I need to take the tractor down to the muck heap, and I need to get the telehandler down to the muck heap, and then I'll load up and start. I've just loaded up the first load. I'm not doing it that full because that stuff over there is, tell you now one thing, it absolutely stinks. Also, it's very potent. We had it tested quite a while ago now, but we had it tested and it's very strong. It's got quite a high nitrogen content, and yeah, don't really want to be putting too much of that on. Otherwise we'll waste it, because it is proper stuff. It's poultry muck, and yeah. So I've only got 7.5 ton on here. So it's got this one. The other one didn't have this. This one has got isobus. So it is all linked to my green cell screen, which is brilliant. Communication error. Wondering what that is. Oh god, it's gone. It'll come back in. So I've got 7.5 ton on. It's going to spread 3 hectares, so I'll just work it out. 52 ton a hectare. So here we go. Back. Yeah, there's seriously potent stuff. Quite high in nitrogen, so don't want to be putting too much on because otherwise it'll waste it. And yeah, we want to salvage as much as we can, as nitrogen is so expensive. Well, it's not as expensive as it was, but it's still quite expensive. So we want to salvage it all, but give this obviously rape proper good boost. Why is it? It's spinning. I just need to work out what those things once it's working. I'll be away. Trying to do something. I'll show you the screen once I get to that. Right, this is awesome. So it's spreading at the 2.5 hectares, the 2 ton a hectare. 1000 RPM on the PTO. It's already used a ton. It's doing 14k, so it's easy. I don't know whether you can see in the mirror, but it is flying everywhere. It's self-regulating. I think I'm getting to grips with it. So I just had to, all I have to do to turn it off and on, I just have to press one button and then it will shut itself off. And then when I turn it back on again, it will then restart itself. So basically there's on the bottom of the floor of the spreader, there's a thing that rotates with little paddles on it, which then pulls the muck into the back of the spreader. And then when you're going, it adjusts its speed of the rotator to how quickly you're going to then put the right amount on, if that makes sense. So I want to spread 3 hectares with this load, so it will then adjust its speed accordingly to them. So it's already spread 2 ton, and I've done 0.7 hectare. Yeah, so hopefully it's right. But yeah, it's quite impressive, and I can smell that stuff from in here, and it's hot. But Dad will be coming down here soon, and he's going to start cultivating straight away. So it's all going to be incorporated. We're not going to lose anything into the atmosphere. We want it all on the field. So yeah, hopefully I can get there. Yeah, so when I get to the end, I'll change it down, and then I press this button here. Then I get to about the end, which will then shut it off, and then it will stop spreading about now, and then, so yeah, that's it. I'm going to go back down here. I've been up there and down the other side, but so no idea where the line is sort of thing. It'll do itself. And then once I get out into the field a little way, I will then turn that back on again. And then it will be spreading. Hopefully you can see. So it's spreading at, I've got it set at 12 metres, but it will spread 24. So after you've been up and down every 12 metres, it will then be a nice even spread across. You can't get an accurate spread to 24 metres, so you spread at 12, and then once you go up and down every 12 metres, then it's all even. As you can see, is where we had to go with our DTX, and it is doing a beautiful job. It's a little bit more straw down that bottom corner, but it's alright. But here, this is all beautiful. Hopefully I don't disappear into here. I haven't got the full load on now, so, but it is lovely. The DTX done a lovely job. And then, so next week, we will just drill straight into that. About this, we'll go on this angle, we've cultivated that angle, we'll drill there. So it should leave it nice and level. So, yeah, this is awesome. So the reason we use the spread Muck is it adds a little bit of P&K to the soil, organic matter. On here we've just chopped the straw because we didn't have time to bale it, so we just chopped the straw, so that organic matter will go back in the ground. But as this stuff has a bit of nitrogen in it, it will give the, obviously, great bit of the kickstart before winter time. We don't put any fertiliser on this side of February really, so we won't put any artificial fertiliser on until February, March time. So this will give it a bit of a kickstart into the winter, so hopefully it can get up and away past the flea beetle and all those sort of excitements of growing obviously grape really. So this stuff is high in nitrogen, so hopefully it will get up and nice and away, get a nice early start and get it nice down before Christmas time, so we can get hopefully a really good crop. Go back to the field on second load, and Dad's already here. He's cultivating. So first of all, I've got to turn the pitot on. There might be a little bit stuck out the back, and then I will pull this lever here, and I'll open that top. I'll open it to about there. Won't open it all the way, and then I will pull. I'll go onto this screen. I'll go onto that screen. So here, I've got my amount in the thing. That is the rate I want to be putting it on at. So I've already done that much. So I will then pull this back. So there's the roller is in there. It goes all the way across and it rotates. And then I will rev it up so I get to shoot on there. We go 1000 PTO, and then auto track. I press the button on the side. I need to turn it on, of course. Oh, throw you off the track. Ready to move. And then I'll draw forwards, and then once I get to this blue line here, I'll press this, and then that roller will start turning. Then it should start spreading if I've done everything correctly. Here we go, start spreading. These wedges come through, there you go, it's coming through now, and then I accelerate forwards, and then it should regulate itself. See, it's in the green, so it's able to keep up easily. I'm only doing turn off, turn and heading there, which is nothing really, so yeah, it's going. I think I'm getting scripts. I think that if I'd already done the headland, and then I would then have section control, but I want to do the headland last because it's just easier for me. So I just will have to just turn it on and off, it'll turn it on automatically. But I think if I had already done the headlands, it would actually do it automatically, which would be great. I might do that on the next field actually, but doing the in middle feels so much easier because doing that first, so then you know what you're doing, and then you can actually dictate when you turn it on and off, because because it's at the back of the spreader, and obviously it's chucking it quite a long way back. You can end up with it in the hedge if you turn it on too early. So you have to turn it on later, because otherwise it'll chuck it in the hedge, and then when you get to the end of the field, you then have to turn it off also late, because otherwise you'll end up with a miss. So if that makes any sense. Yeah, I'm doing this. I'll finish the field off with this load. Like I say, Dad's already cultivating. I just need to go once around the field, once I've done the straight one, 2 more ends, and then I'll be on to the next one. It's on the headland now. How's it going? BCA 210 with the DCX. Like I say, that's just a bit we trialled this morning, so you might have to redo that to incorporate the Muck. But I've now, on the headland, I've put it to 540, so basically it won't chuck it as far, so it's only chucking it just to the edge there. If it was on 1,000, it would then chuck it in the ditch, and we didn't really want that, so yeah, we're just chucking it at 12 metres now. You could say, why don't we do that the whole time? Basically you put it on 24 metres, or you put it on 1,000, and then it will chuck it almost 24 metres, and then by the time you've gone up and down, it'll then accurately spread it. There'll be like a nice even spread over a full 12 metres, rather than spreading it on 12 metres, and it won't really work. Now, I'll get out of the shade. So down here, we've got a penetrometer, and we pushed it into 15 inches deep, and we couldn't push it any deeper. We were then worried we had a pan. However, you look at this. Look how hard this is to break up. It's unbelievably hard to break up. You know why? Dry soil. I'll see if I can get a nice little, if I pull that out there. So down here, it gets to, there's almost a line. There's a line about here where it is dry soil. If you got something in your hand, this stuff here, you could bunch it together and it will stay together. And then when you want to break it apart, it then crumbles really nicely, just like that. However, this stuff in the bottom here, look, it doesn't. There's a little bit of moisture in it, but then when it crumbles, you can feel it. It's almost hard. So yeah, we go down with that. We're in there about 8 inches, not 8 to 10 inches, but only lower, and it is. I mean, you can almost hear it. It's dry. So we've had in July. So in July we've had 75.5 mil of rain, I think. Which because obviously we record the rainfall each month. So we've had that much rain. But it is still only gone into the top 15 inches, and then below that is bone dry. Here we go. I've got a nice little lump here. So as you can see, this is literally a lump of soil. And when I crumble it, you can almost see it's. Look how pale that is. I don't know how well you can tell, but look how much more pale that is to that, because it is dry. But yeah. It might be a wet harvest, but down there, soil is bone dry. Let's fill that in, otherwise we'll be ending up in there if we walk across here at any point. But that is a little bit weird. You think ever since the end of June it's been bone dry. I say bone dry. Ever since the end of June, sorry, it's been really wet. We've been struggling to get on, and then you do that little test and it's dry down there. Shows you the deficit of water in from last year, really. It is surprising. So yeah, out in the field there, we pushed the penetrometer in, which we use to see if there's any pans, or so when you push it down, you should be able to push it down nice and easily. If there's a pan, you won't be able to push it through the pan. So I got to 15 inches even when I was out in the field. It felt like I hit something, a pan. But we then just got a screwdriver out and dug a little hole, and we can see it's dry. But the soil is nice and friable even out in the field. But we want to DTX it because any compaction from that beast will then be taken out. Anything from the combine will be taken out, because as it is a little bit wet on the top, the combine's gone a little bit, tractor tray's gone a little bit, this will go in a little bit, so I'm going to rip that up so the top is nice and friable, which it is. So when we come to drill it, probably end of next week, it's going to be beautiful. Drill will do a lovely job in there. So yeah, obviously rip will then be going in. So I'm going to carry on spreading. Let's finish this field off. Oh, I've only just back to start the field. I'll finish this off and then I'm done. I'll then have to clean the spreader and take it back. We'll then get it back next week and we have another bigger block to do. So hopefully the end of next week will be combining the rest of spring barley, the winter wheat, and then we'll be making hay, spreading muck, cultivating, drilling, honestly rape, you name it, we'll be going. So as apparently the weather's going to be better, but we wait and see. See that, but this section control is probably neat. I've gone round the outside twice, as you can see that blue line on there. Gone round twice, so then when I get to the end, it will then shut itself off. It will stop that bed from moving, and then the muck won't go to the back. So then it will stop spreading, and then when I go back into the next end, it will then start spreading. It will do this all by itself. So that is a very neat feature on this. Back in the one we had back in February, we didn't do that, but this one does, and that is proper cool. Yeah, so it's regulating everything, spreading the right amount on because it's got weight sails, so it can regulate the speed and everything to put on the right amount. Yeah, that is cool. So it won't take me long to get across here. Another load and I'll be done, and then I'll wash it out. I don't think I'll be able to take it back tonight because I think they'll be shut. Otherwise I would. I'll just have to nip it back in the morning. But Dad's getting on well over there. He's already done a couple of hectares as well over there. But yeah, once I get done doing this, I'll wash it off and then I'll head up to the neighbours and I think I'll start doing some more super mowing on this. Absolutely beautiful. So I've now finished the spreading. Dad's already 2/3 of the way across this first field. Obviously there's quite a lot of strawy stuff on here because obviously we chop the straw and this barley straw goes like the cotton wool, so it doesn't really chop it all that well, because normally the chopper on that combine absolutely obliterates it, but as it's a little bit damp and it's all clingy, so hasn't done an amazing job. But DTX has buried most of the trash. A little bit of a rain will not do this any harm, so have rain on it. You might nip across here with a little bit of Roundup, because I had a little bit of a problem with grass weeds. As it was really wet in this last couple of months, or last month or so, it's a bit of a flush of grass weeds, so I might nip across that with a quick dose of glyphosate before we drill it. But other than that, it's really good. So we will drill it probably the end of next week, hopefully, if it dries up and the weather forecast says what it's going to do, and then hopefully by which time we can drill it all at the same time. So combining, drilling, making hay, helping the neighbour, you name it, we're going to be doing it. So hopefully we'll be cracking on well. So I'm now going to go back, wash the spreader, and then I might nip up and do some work for the neighbour this evening. It's about 4:15 now, so it'll take me an hour or so to wash the spreader. I've only put like 40 tons for it, but it needs to be spotless, so it's going to take a little while. But I'll probably take it back in the morning, and then I'll then go and do a day's work for the neighbour, and I will finish up putting his rape ground up, and Dad will then put the mower back on this tractor and then finish off some mowing. And then all we need is a nice few dry days, and then we'll be out with the combining wheat, or probably the next thing. That field of wheat just there is coming oilseed rape, and there's another field of wheat down the bottom that might be coming rape as well. So there's 2 more fields of barley to do. So busy, it will be busy, but that just needs to come out more. I have washed the Muck spreader down, so that's good to go back in the morning. I have changed all the points on here, swapped this over. This tractor was on the DTX, so I was pulling out tram lines. I swapped it back onto here, and I'm now going again. And Dad has finished the first field he was on, and he's now on the second field, and we're actually almost on neighbouring fields. A little bit weird, obviously I'm doing a bit of sumoing. And then Dad, that is him just there, that little shiny bit just on top of my finger. So he's doing that field just there, he's going up and down there, and then I'm going up and down over here. The same field I'd be drilling, or he'd be drilling, or I'd be doing that. Not on separate farms doing cultivation, but yeah. So, hard bit, tram line. So yeah, I'm going to carry on doing this. I don't know how long I'm going to go for. I'll go for a little while. There's about another 25-30 hectares to do of this, so we'll see how it goes. I think hopefully I'll have a good day at it tomorrow, but this is where I got the points to do so. Yeah, Dad will finish that off in the morning probably, and then it will go mowing. But so yeah, hopefully this video's turned out long enough. I'll probably end the video now where it is. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.